At the Rafa Nadal Academy on May 2nd, under the Mallorcan sun, a quiet but compelling scene unfolded on the red clay practice courts. On one side of the net stood a 6-time Grand Slam champion, Iga Swiatek, and on the other, a 20-year-old rising star from the Philippines, Alex Eala, ranked 44th in the world. For Eala, the experience was surreal, an opportunity she described as a blessing. Yet, based on circulating photos and whispers from inside the academy, this was no one-sided practice. Reports suggest Eala held her ground impressively during clay drills, even trading sets in ways that defied the rankings.
To have gotten through, she's
later,
a great opponent, obviously being top 10 and a former champion here, so to be able to compete with her at this level is a great...
across the WTA Tour is what comes next. Only days earlier in Madrid, Eala suffered a heavy loss to Elise Mertens, managing just 3 games in a straight sets defeat. She then disappeared from social media for 48 hours, only to re-emerge training intensely in Mallorca. Now, as of May 3rd, she awaits her Rome opponent, her preparation signaling a quiet but focused...
Let's talk a little bit about that second set. At 5-3, you had a couple match points, and then in the tiebreak again. What was going through your mind to close it out?
Yeah, in the tiebreak, I was trying everything to keep myself in check. And in the change of ends, I was thinking, this stadium is full of Filipinos. Tapos sabi ko, ilan kaya sa inyo yung nagdadasal para sa akin?
Response. Meanwhile, Jasmine Parolini enters Rome under immense pressure. The reigning champion and Italy's pride is seeded 9th this year, a sharp contrast to her triumphant run just 12 months ago when she became the first Italian woman in nearly 4 decades to lift the Rome trophy. What was meant to be her redemption arc now feels uncertain, especially with Eala lurking unseeded in the draw, potentially just a few rounds away. The tension between the two players traces back to February in Dubai, where Eala stunned Parolini with a dominant straight sets victory. It wasn't a narrow upset, it was a statement performance, marking Eala's 3rd career win over a top 10 opponent. In the aftermath, Parolini publicly praised Eala, calling her huge for women's tennis. While gracious on the surface, the comment carried deeper weight, a recognition of a rising force she had just failed to contain. Since then, Eala's momentum has quietly grown. She followed up by defeating Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova on clay in Madrid. Pavlyuchenkova, a seasoned clay court competitor and former French Open finalist, later described Eala's game as consistent and well-suited to clay. That wasn't casual praise, it was a warning from a veteran who had felt the pressure firsthand. Rome itself adds another layer to the narrative. The Foro Italico, typically a fortress for Italian players, may not feel entirely like home turf this time. Italy hosts a large Filipino community, particularly in Rome, and their presence is expected to bring strong support for Eala, echoing the electric atmosphere seen in Dubai earlier this year. What was supposed to be Parolini's home court advantage may now be shared. The stakes are enormous. Parolini is defending 2,000 ranking points, and an early exit could push her out of the top 10 before the Roland Garros seeding is finalized. Eala, on the other hand, is chasing a deep run to reclaim a seeded position, which could significantly impact her draw at the upcoming Roland Garros. Every match in Rome could shape their trajectories heading into Paris. Eala's history in Rome adds a personal edge. Last year, she suffered a brutal first-round loss, winning just 1 game. That memory lingers, but her preparation this time, training at the academy that shaped Rafael Nadal, suggests a different outcome. She hasn't made bold declarations. Instead, her work on the court speaks for itself. The Italian Open draw has yet to be revealed, and not a single point has been played. But already, the psychological battle has begun. Parolini's aura of certainty as defending champion has been shaken, while Eala's quiet confidence continues to build. The question now is simple and unavoidable. Will Alex Eala go deeper in Rome 2026 than Jasmine Parolini? The answer will unfold on the clay, but the tension is already undeniable.